everyone, welcome back to my channel. I just thought I'd jump on here and do a 20-week update for you. I've not done any of these pregnancy updates apart from the very first pregnancy announcement. I've been uploading videos, although not as many workouts as I would have liked to in the first trimester, but as you may know, in the first trimester you don't have that much energy. So I just wanted to jump on here and quickly talk about my pregnancy so far. I'm going to try and do week by week. It won't be exactly week by week because there's lots of weeks where there's no change, but I'm going to talk about how I've found my pregnancy and all things pregnancy related. I found it so helpful and I watched so many pregnancy videos before I was pregnant, before I was even trying to conceive. I'm just so fascinated, so I thought I would do one as well. So, excuse me by the way, because I am full of cold and I look a little bit like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards, but I'm just showing up today as myself, so as always. So I am going to go back to the very beginning. I found out I was pregnant when I was 3 weeks pregnant, before I even missed my period. I did an early pregnancy test. We were trying, so I was hoping that I would be pregnant. But I kind of sensed that I might have been pregnant because my mood was so low. And in your luteal phase before you're doing your period, your mood could be quite low anyway, and my moods definitely are. But this was particularly low. So I did a pregnancy test and I was pregnant, which was really exciting. So week 3 felt fine, felt just like normal, kind of like what you feel like when you're doing your period. So sore boobs, kind of low mood, just all of those normal feelings. I didn't have any like wild symptoms that were like, I'm definitely pregnant, apart from the really low mood. But I didn't have any implantation bleeding. I didn't have any implantation cramping. I didn't have any of the kind of tugging or pulling sensations they say that you can sometimes get. So I literally just had like normal symptoms of about to come my period, but obviously I was pregnant. I'm trying to remember, by the way, I'm now nearly week 20, and I'm trying to remember everything. So sorry if I jump about a little bit, but I'm going to try and remember everything. One thing I did notice actually when I was like 3 weeks pregnant was the breathlessness. And I know people talk about breathlessness quite a lot, but from from right from the beginning, I have been very breathless. And I run fitness classes online and in person. And I found that most challenging because I'd be demoing and working out and I'd be so out of breath. And obviously I pride myself on being quite fit and active and stuff like that. And that for me was really tough because I was thinking, oh no, everyone's going to think I'm pregnant, or no, I'm pregnant, or wonder why I'm so out of breath all the time. I think at one point I was walking up a hill with some of my clients. We'd gone for a roast and a walk, which is what we do sometimes, which is so lovely. And I was so out of breath. Like one of my clients actually was like, oh my God, are you okay? When I was out of breath, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm just coming down with a cold, and I've not slept well. But yeah, that was pretty bad. And the breathlessness has stayed with me throughout the whole pregnancy, although now I'm 20 weeks, it doesn't feel as bad, which is nice. But either way, I'm kind of used to it now, so it's fine. So week 3, breathlessness, sore boobs, but again, no more than just normal PMT sore boobs. But again, it didn't disappear, they just stayed sore. Felt fine, didn't have any sickness until about week 5. So from week 5 to week 8, I felt sick. I carried on working as normal, but it was tough. It was really hard. And at the time, you just crack on with it and you just crack on and get on with it and stuff like that. But looking back, I felt pretty rough. I was super restless in the evenings as well. Like in the evenings, I just didn't want to be touched. I just wanted to be left alone. I couldn't, despite lying on the sofa or lying in bed, I just couldn't get comfortable. And the only thing I could do to get rid of that restless feeling was actually just to go to bed and go to sleep. So I did a lot of that. And I guess that's our body's way of showing us to go to sleep because we need sleep. And also to combat the sickness, I drank a lot of orange Lucozade, which really helped, which is quite funny because I used to drink that on a hangover back in the day. So orange Lucozade, fizzy orange Lucozade was absolutely amazing for sickness. So I drank a lot of that. Which isn't really my vibe to be drinking sugary drinks, not at all actually, but you kind of do what you got to do to get through it. And then people were like, have you got any cravings? And I'm like, no, I haven't got any cravings, but I kind of do actually. I am craving sausages all the bloody time. Sausages, sausage rolls, sausages, anything sausage related. I love sausages. Which is also hilarious because it's not really something that I eat at all, in fact, in my diet, because they're so shit and so processed. But sausages are life right now. So week 5 to 8, I felt quite sick. And then I think maybe week 9 to 10, that started to lift. Also, I was approaching 12 weeks, so mentally I was feeling really excited to have that 12-week scan and you know, announce my pregnancy and stuff. And we were approaching Christmas. It was a really, really nice time. And so yeah, I'd say from about week 10, I started to feel quite normal. And then sort of into week 13, 14, I really did just start to feel normal again. It was nice to have that sort of buzz around my pregnancy, and you know, everyone was excited and I was excited as well to announce it. So that was really lovely. So totally normal. I don't seem to think that I had any wild symptoms around sort of after week 13, 14. Just a little bit of tiredness, the odd day where I just felt a bit sick, but nothing crazy to report back on. And so I'm going to fast forward to week 18 when I started to feel the kicks. I wasn't sure whether it was definitely a kick or whether it was just wind, but it started to happen more frequently, and when I'd lie on my back, it would happen a lot. So I knew that it was the baby kicking, which, by the way, is so nice. When you start feeling the kicks, it's just amazing. And also about week 19, when I was skiing, the baby decided to pop out. My belly decided to pop out. So my salopettes fitted on the first day and then not on the second day, which is so funny. So I had my salopettes undone while I was skiing, which is fine. I'm going to do a little bump update. I'm going to show you my bump now. I feel so happy that I can actually see a bump now. I feel like I've been showing from pretty much day dot of being pregnant. A lot of that can be bloating and stuff like that. I've got quite a small body and I'm quite petite. But it wasn't really noticeable to anyone else, but for me it was. But I'm going to just show you my bump now. And yeah. So this is me, 20 weeks pregnant. Little bump, which is so nice. This is from the front. And I have to say, I am really proud of my bump. When I first started showing, I felt a little bit like, oh, I'm showing, and I wasn't sure. And in the first trimester, I gained quite a bit of weight. I think I gained 6 kilos in total, which I felt like was quite a lot, but then it doesn't matter anymore. At the time it did matter to me, but now I'm showing and it's out there in the open and everyone knows I'm pregnant, like, it's all good. Also, just to rewind back to the first trimester, I was ravenous. I was so hungry, and I've kind of always been like, I'm not going to be an eating for two type person, because I just don't want to gain loads and loads of weight and then have to lose it all post-birth. So I'm kind of like, I want to stay in shape and move my body and obviously listen to my body, and if I need to slow down or eat more, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. And I really am totally fine with that. But in the first trimester, I was just ravenous the whole time, and I just ate, listened to my body, I ate, I didn't move as much. Second trimester though, in terms of hunger and stuff, I just feel totally normal, totally normal, which is really nice. So just back to eating my normal diet. I normally have eggs in the morning, smoothie in the morning, big salad, quinoa salad at lunch, and then something nice and nourishing in the evenings, like a curry, or what else do I eat? Tonight I'm doing mushroom risotto, just normal food, normal food. But yeah, I have to say, so far I feel like I've had a really good pregnancy. There's certain exercises that I'm starting to feel like I can't do anymore. Like forward lunges, I could feel a pulling sensation last time I did that. Bending over is a little bit harder now. But generally, I'm just absolutely loving going through all of the changes, and even realizing that, you know, I'll be teaching a workout and halfway through workout I'll say to my clients, like, I can't do that anymore. And actually loving that my body is changing and that I'm growing, and that actually it just doesn't matter, it's really cool. I'm like, oh cool, I just can't do that anymore and I'll adapt. So yeah, and the other thing that I would point out about my pregnancy so far is that my moods have been up and down a lot, which isn't that abnormal for me anyway, but they have been extreme, which you hear quite a lot about in pregnancy. But a few weeks ago, my mood was bad. And when it is, I tend to just sleep when I can, and just ride it out. But yeah, it's real. Those pregnancy hormones are real. So yeah, I think I'm going to love you and leave you, so I don't rabbit on too long, but that's my 20-week update. I'm going to try and do more of these updates. I actually wanted to do more of these updates throughout my pregnancy, but I just didn't really feel like it in my first trimester. And if you're pregnant, you're watching this, you will understand why I probably didn't want to jump in on my first trimester. And if you are trying to conceive, then that's really, really exciting. And it's such an amazing journey. It's such an amazing journey. It's incredible. And if anyone's got any questions, please drop into the comments. I'm just like so excited. I really love to hear from you, and love to help you. And if you've got any exercise, nutrition, lifestyle questions, ping them my way. And I look forward to hearing from you. And I will try and do more and more updates. All right, bye.